Hello friends, welcome back. And if you are new to our channel, thank you for stopping by. Today we'll be learning a granny square of a different kind. And the best part about this granny square is that I will be using all my scrap yarns. So without further delay, let us start with the magic ring. Now our magic ring is ready. After that, I am going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, which will be followed by 2 number of double crochet. That's the first one and the second one. Once done, we are going to chain 3 and then we are going to work 3 number of double crochet in the magic ring. This is the second, followed by the third. Now again we are going to repeat the process. We are going to chain 3 and work a cluster of 3 double crochet again in the magic ring as we have been doing. So that's done. Again chain 3 and 3 number of double crochet into the magic ring. That's the first, the second and the third. Once that is done, we are going to chain 3, slightly pull the tail of a magic ring and then slip stitch into the topmost chain. That also you can do, or you can just slip stitch into the first gap between the two double crochet, between the first double crochet and the chain of 3 to be more precise. After that we chain 3 and then working a double crochet into the chain 3 gap, which will be followed by another double crochet. That means in the chain 3 gap we have 2 double crochet plus the first chain of 3. That makes 3 double crochet. Once that is done, we are going to jump into the next chain 3 space and work 3 double crochet. Once that is done, we are going to chain 3 as we had done in the very first round. After the chain 3 is done, we are going to work 3 number of double crochet. So that's done. Now again we are going to hop into the next chain 3 gap and work in the similar manner. That is 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. The process is simple. So let's keep working. So our 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet is done. Now let's hop to the remaining or the third chain 3 gap and working our 3 double crochet. 2 is already done. This is the third double crochet. Once that is done, we are going to chain 3. After that we are going to work 3 number of double crochet into the same space. So that completes our corner. So now we are moving on to the very first chain gap where we have already worked a chain of 3 and 2 double crochet. There we are going to work 3 number of double crochet. Now 3 double crochet is done. I am going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3 and slip stitch into the first gap between the chain 3 and the first double crochet. Then we chain 1 and then snip off the yarn. Now I am going to introduce a different colored yarn. We can start off from any of the corners. Here I am using a pink yarn. Now I am attaching the yarn with the help of a slip knot and then I am going to chain 3, which will be counted as 1 double crochet. Now starting off with a chain of 3 and 2 number of double crochet in the chain 3 space. Once that is done, please watch carefully. I am going to move to the next space that is available between the corners, between the two corners. The first one is a double crochet. Now the second stitch is going to be a triple crochet, and we are going to work in a little different manner. That is, we are going to work in the stitch below it. It's already done. After that, it's going to be a simple double crochet. So it is done. Now it is simple. I am going to hop into the corner and work in the similar manner that we have been doing. That is 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. This is going to remain the same throughout our work. 3 double crochet is done. Now chain 3, and I'm going to work another set of 3 double crochet in the chain 3 space. So this completes my corner. Now let's move ahead into the gap where I am going to work my first double crochet. After that, it is going to be a triple crochet, but we are going to work in the stitch below it. Actually, it's going to be a front post. So a triple crochet is done. After that, a double crochet in the gap, which will again be followed by working 3 number of double crochet in the corner, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and again 3 number of double crochet. Here I have completed my corner. I am going to hop into the little gap where I am going to work my double crochet. After that, a triple crochet, but it has to be worked or pulled up from the stitch that is in the step below it. After the triple crochet is done, I work a double crochet and then the corners, that is 3 number of double crochet, chain 3, and again 3 number of double crochet. So here my 3 double crochet is done. Now we need to work in the little gap where I'm going to work a double crochet, which will be followed by a triple crochet, but it has to be worked in the front post. So my triple crochet is done, which will be followed by a simple double crochet. So it's complete. After that, I'm going to work the corner. There I am going to work 3 number of double crochet. That's the third one, which will be followed by a chain of 3, 1, 2 and 3, and a slip stitch into the gap between the chain of 3 and the first double crochet. So this row is complete. After that, I chain 3 and work 2 number of double crochet in the chain 3 space as we had done in the previous round. So this is done. Now I am going to work 3 number of double crochet in the little gaps that are available. This row or round is not tough. Now moving on to the next available gap. These gaps are very tiny gaps. There I work 3 number of double crochet. Once that is done, I reach my corner, my second corner. There I work 3 number of double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, which is same for all the rounds from the very beginning. So here it is done. After that, in the little gaps, I am going to work 3 number of double crochet. This is the second followed by the third. Again into the next available gap where I am going to work 3 number of double crochet. So that's done. Then I reach my corner space where we need to work 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. So here my corner is complete. In the similar manner, we need to work all around till we reach the starting corner. So here I am quite close to my starting corner. I've just worked the 3 double crochet in the available gap. Now I have jumped into the corner space where I am working 3 number of double crochet. Once that is done, I am going to chain 3 and slip stitch into the gap between the 2 double crochets. Once done, I chain 1 and snip off the yarn. Now let us start off with our first yarn, that is the white one, and we are going to start off from any of the corners with a chain of 3. The process is same: chain 3 followed by 2 number of double crochet and then a chain of 3 to make the corner, 1 2 3, and then again 3 number of double crochet in the very chain 3 space. That's done. Now we need to be a little careful. That's the first gap where I am working my first double crochet. Then it is going to be a triple crochet from the front post, and we are going to work in the stitch that is just below it, the middle one. Once the triple crochet is done, we are going back to our normal place and work a double crochet. Now into the next gap, there I worked a double crochet, which will be followed by a triple crochet, and it is going to be just below that particular row. We are going to work from the row which is just below it. It is also going to be a triple crochet from the front post. After that, a double crochet. Then again into the next gap, I worked my double crochet. Then we are going to stretch our work a little so that we can identify our stitch where we are going to work a front post, and then it's done. If you see the process how it is done, you will understand where we need to work the triple crochet. The corners are very simple: 3 double crochet, chain 3 followed by 3 number of double crochet. Now let's move ahead into the next available gap where I am going to work the simple double crochet, which will be followed by a triple crochet. But we are going to work in the front post from the stitch which is just below it. It is a triple crochet. After that, we are going to move back to our regular step and work a double crochet. Now working the next, that's the first double crochet followed by the triple crochet, which is going to pull up from the front post of the stitch below it, and then a normal double crochet. Now moving on to the next gap, a double crochet followed by a triple crochet, and it has to be pulled up from the front post from the stitch which is just below that row. Once done, a simple double crochet. Now let's hop to the corner where we are going to work 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Now for making these granny squares, I'll be using different types of yarn, but the white yarn is going to be constant, and you will see we will get a beautiful finish. After the granny squares are done, we are going to assemble them. So my corner is done, and again in the similar manner we are going to work all around. So I'm going to show you again how it is to be done. I have hopped into the gap and worked a double crochet. After that, I am going to work a triple crochet from the front post from the stitch just below that row, then finishing off with a double crochet. Moving on to the next gap, a double crochet, then a triple crochet from the front post of the stitch below it, which will be followed by a double crochet from the regular point. Now again moving on to the next gap where I worked a double crochet. After that, a triple crochet, pulling it up from the stitch that is below it, and then a regular double crochet. This is how it is done. Let's work the corner. So my corner is complete. Moving on to the next gap, where I work a double crochet followed by a triple crochet from the front post of the stitch below it. Once done, again a double crochet. Now moving on to the next gap, I work a double crochet which is followed by a triple crochet and then a double crochet. So this is how we need to work this particular row or round. Finally working my double crochet. Once complete, what we need to do is slip stitch into the very first gap between the two double crochets. After that, I am going to chain 3 and work 2 number of double crochet into the gap before I move on to the corner. And into the corner, it is very simple. We need to work 3 double crochet, chain 3 and again 3 double crochet. So my corner is complete. Now moving on to the little gaps that are available. This particular round is very simple. We just need to work 3 double crochet. We don't have to work into the front post, or we don't have to work the triple crochets. Now moving on to the next gap. Here I am working 3 number of double crochet, and similarly we need to continue working 3 double crochets in the gaps till we reach the corners, where we need to work 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. So here I have reached my second corner. So I'm going to work in the similar manner as we have been doing from the very first round. So my corner is also done. Now the process is also again simple, just working 3 double crochets in the gaps before we work the corners again. So we are going to work in the same manner all around till we reach the starting point. So I have finished working and I have reached the starting point. And what we need to do is we are going to just slip stitch into the gap between the 2 double crochets. After that, I chain 1 and then snip off the yarn. So our very first granny square with this beautiful pattern is ready. See how pretty it looks. Now you can use this granny square for the other project as well. You can use it, you can keep working and make a big cushion cover out of it. But here I'll be using different colored granny squares and I have already stacked mine. I will be needing 16 granny squares for one side and 16 for the other side. So I have already worked 16 into 2, that is 32. Now I'll show you how we are going to stitch our granny squares. Now you can assemble the granny squares as per your choice of colors. You can work with just 2 different colors. You can work with different colors as I have done. So I have arranged it and I'll show you how we are going to stitch it. We are just going to use our tapestry needle to stitch our granny squares. The 2 right sides are going to face each other and then we are going to start off from the corner. And stitching is simple. We are just going to take the two chains of the two granny squares into consideration and pass a needle through it side by side and work it gently. We must remember to tuck the starting point of the yarn so that it doesn't open on once our project is complete or when it is in use later on. So let's keep sewing in this manner. We need to sew all the granny squares, 16 into one solid part and the 16 granny squares into another one, and finally those two parts are going to be stitched again. So this is how we are going to stitch our granny squares. Not at all tough. So here I have completed stitching my very first granny squares. Now in the similar fashion I am going to continue. I am going to stitch 4 granny squares for each row, that too 4 times. So I'll be having 4 rows of 4 granny squares. I would like to mention here that this cushion cover, having 4 granny squares in 4 consecutive rows, I am making for a 12 inches cushion cover. Now if you wish to make for a bigger one, you need to increase your number of granny squares accordingly. So it's all done. I have stitched my 16 granny squares for the first part or the front part. Now I am going to continue with the second part. Yay, look at it. Both the parts are ready. Now I'm going to show you how we are going to connect the two parts. For that I'll be using my crochet hook. It is up to you. If you wish to, you can use your tapestry needle, but I wish to use my crochet hook. For that we have to keep the pieces with the wrong side facing each other, and the right side is going to be on the outer side, and I am going to start off from the corner. Now let's make a slip knot, and now I am going to pass my hook through the chain 3 spaces available in the corner, and I'm going to pull through and hide the loose end. Once that is done, I chained 1, and then my hook is going to pass through both the chains, and then I work a single crochet. Not very tight, not very loose. See how the hook is passing through both the stitches, and then we pull up a loop and work a single crochet. Very simple. We just need to work in this fashion all around. That doesn't mean all the 4 rounds. I mean to say we are going to work in the similar manner on all the 3 sides. One side we are going to keep open, and that part I'm going to show you how we need to work. So very simple, just working single crochet, taking the 2 stitches of both the sides into consideration. So let's keep continuing working in the same manner. We just need to take the chains, both the chains of both the sides of the work into consideration, and then work a single crochet. The chains that we take into consideration has to be side by side. After that we work a single crochet. Once we reach the point where we had worked the corner of individual granny squares, there too we work in the same manner, nothing different. Once that is done, we are going to hop into the next granny squares and work in the similar manner till we are done with all the 3 sides. So let's keep working. So this is how it is going to look. Now I have almost finished working on all the sides, and here I'm working my 3rd side. That too I am towards the end, and I am going to show you what we need to do with our 4th side, that is open. So now we need to work on the edge that is going to be open, or from where the cushion is going to be put. Now I'm going to chain 3 and then work a double crochet in the chain space after skipping 1 chain. Similarly, I chain 1, I skip 1 chain space and work a double crochet. Then again I chain 1, I skip 1 chain space and work a double crochet. That is how we need to work all around. On the other side as well. Very simple, a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 chain space followed by a double crochet all around till we reach the starting point from where we had started this particular round. See, this is how it is going to look. So let us keep working till we are done with this particular round. So I have reached the point from where we had started our work, and what we do is we simply slip stitch into the very first gap and it's done. Once done, we work a chain 1 and then snip off the yarn. This is how our edge is going to look. Now once the cushion is put into the cushion cover, we need to secure the cushion. For that you can use buttons, but I wish to make small, ribbons with the crochet hook and the yarn, so that we can tie the 2 open ends of the cushion cover once a cushion is put. For this we just need to make about 60 to 70 chains and then it's done. It's very simple, and I am just going to tie it there. Similarly, I am going to make another one, and this is how it is going to be tied once the cushion is put in. Similarly, I am going to make for the other side, and here it's done. Now let's attach it. This is the simplest process. So here our cushion cover is ready. For making this particular cushion cover, I didn't want to use any kind of color scheme or follow any rule for making. I just wanted to randomly use the different colored yarns. Yet so pretty it looks. See, beautiful. Well, I don't know whether you liked it or not, but I am loving it. Even the freshers can try this cushion cover. So this is how my cute cushion cover is looking after the cushion has been stuffed in. See, doesn't it look adorable? Beautiful one. You can use it anywhere. Wow, I'm just loving it. So this brings me to the end of the video. Thank you guys for staying till the end. If you liked the video, to give a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family members. And if you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing and stay tuned for more of interesting videos. So till we meet again, it is bye-bye from plants, crochet, cooking and more. Be safe guys. Bye-bye.